Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials.
Good morning, it's 7:30 on Saturday the 6th of November. Just making my way down to the land, and as always, not quite sure what we're going to get done today, but let's find out. Well, here we are down on the land. It's a cold morning this morning, but thankfully I wasn't scraping ice off the car windows, unlike the other day. Some really quite sharp temperatures and heavy frosts this week. So I've been saying winter's here. It certainly is now. Loads of leaves coming off those trees. It'd be nice to get the little red tractor out, but unfortunately it's really wet underfoot. You can see that we've had some strong winds as well. I've got yet another big branch down off this tree here. That's taller than me, that branch. And it's lying down. Look at that. Yeah, loads of leaves need picking up. I don't know if I dare take the chance or not. I'll have to have a walk around first and make sure that there's no big branches buried amongst these leaves. If I start running over this kind of stuff, I'm going to break the tractor, but look. That is way taller than me. way taller. Ah dear. Right, I'll get in the cabin and get opened up, and I'll come back and sort that out in a minute. You know, I am tempted to run out on the grass with the tractor just to get these leaves up, but decisions. Let's get the easy things done first. Well, first things first, as usual, sort the chickens out. They're very quiet now. They weren't so quiet 5 minutes ago when I turned up at the coop. They were going absolutely crazy. You would think they'd never been fed. Anyway, let's get out and have a look at the coop. See what gifts we've got for us this morning. Not expecting too many because I did clear out on Thursday night on the way home from work. As usual, messy. Food and water. I could probably stay until tomorrow actually. What have we got? Nothing. 5, and that's it. So we're definitely having a drop. It's dark in there, you can't see, can you? A drop in production now that winter's arrived. So there we go, 5 eggs. I'll pop in a minute to have a clean out. I also need to cover up this vent. I've got a piece of wood outside. I'm looking. I think it might be too big for that actually. But I'll close that off just to stop the cold wind coming in through the winter months. I have still got ventilation up here. I can open and close these. They'll just like slide across. So if I think it's getting too hot, I can open up, or if I need a bit more air through. But they have got the little door out into the pen. So we'll do a little experiment and just see. But yeah, I'll pop back shortly and put some wood across there just to temporarily close that over for winter. Good morning. It's the weekend. Winter's definitely here. Oh, we had our first really big frost this week. It's been trying all week with small little frosts, but yesterday Don't know if you saw the post on the community tab, but I was scraping ice off the car windows before I went to work yesterday. It's definitely here. So there's a few little jobs that I need to sort out today as we head into winter proper. You might have seen as I walked across the field this morning, really strong winds through this week, and that's taken its toll on some of the trees on that embankment, the wooded area there. So I'll have to clear those out this morning. I'm in two minds as to whether to try and take the little red tractor out. The ground is wet. We've had quite a bit of rain this last few weeks, so I'm not entirely convinced that it would A, pick up the leaves, and B, the tyres won't sink and start churning the grass up. I don't know, we'll see I guess as we go through the day, but it's not warming up and there's no sign of sun. So I'm not banking on the grass drying out anytime soon. Also a little bit too wet to look at the bees today. Fingers crossed, if it stays like this, it's cold, but it's not raining. There are lots of clouds threatening, but at the minute it's not. If it stays that way until tomorrow, there isn't a chance I could get the top off the hive and just take a little look inside and see what's going on with them. Bit of stuff to do in the chicken coop. There's an air vent that is in the bottom of the actual coop building itself, and during summer that's great, it stops them from getting too hot, but over winter there's a bit too much air going in, particularly since that side of the coop does face the prevailing winds. The cabin provides a bit of shelter, but I'm fairly sure that with the temperatures we're having lately, it's not that warm inside there. So if I close that off, that'll just help keep the temperature up during the night. I've still got vents, but I'll show you that as I do that this morning. What's going on in the big wide world? Lots going on. The new thing, I guess, is China. You might have seen the post I put on the community tab this week, saying that the Chinese government has told everybody to stock up food and essentials for a year. So, as usual, that's put all kinds of mischief into the media. Oh, China's going to invade Taiwan, we're going to have World War III. We're not. I'm not saying never, because China has openly said many times that Taiwan is part of China, which it is, and that at some point it needs to come back, a little bit like Hong Kong did. But students of history will know that winter is not the time to be having a war. Ask Napoleon or ask Hitler how they got on trying to launch a new battle in winter time. It didn't end well for them, and it wouldn't end well for China either. And really that kind of alludes as to what I think the reason is that China's told their people to stock up on food for a year. We are forecast, I've mentioned it in a few videos, it's not the mainstream weather forecast, it's amateur weather forecasters, and some government scientific bodies, national weather bureaus, they're the ones that are saying this, that this winter everything in terms of climate is lining up for a harsh winter this year. The various air streams that we have that move around the world and move up and down the world have gradually aligned this year, and that indicates a harsher than usual winter. So I would hazard a guess that that's the reason that China has told its people to be preppers and to start stocking up on food. Um, as might be predicted, that's caused an element of chaos in China as everyone suddenly panic buys. Maybe they thought they were going to war, I don't know. But that's gradually subsided over the weekend. It's back to business as usual, though people are stocking up. And China, indeed, as a country, I've mentioned this a few times through this year, and perhaps even last year, China as a country has been busying itself buying up food from around the world. All of the various mini crises that we've had with COVID and weather leading to poor harvests has all kind of combined over the last year and a half to make a bit of a shortage generally in the world of food being grown and harvested and then gradually making its way into the food supply chain. So China's been busy, very busy around the world, buying up huge stocks as their own food production system has kind of declined because of all these events or little crises. They've done the right thing. They've thought about their own people and they've realised that this year there isn't sufficient being grown, so they've gone out and they've bought everything you can think of, from pigs to grain, from all around the world, and they've stockpiled that. So their message to tell people to prep for a year wouldn't lead to empty shelves, because they've been quite smart actually, and they've gradually built up the warehousing stocks which would be sufficient to allow everybody to go out and, if they were so inclined, panic buy in order to stock up. Western governments haven't done that, I'm afraid. So what you see is what you get, which is why I keep banging on about buying now. The prices are going up for a reason. The prices are going up because stuff isn't available, or if it is available, it's in short supply, which has bumped the price up. And those prices will filter their way through the supply chain into the shops as we go into next year. So please don't ignore it. Do be like the Chinese, I guess. Be a little bit smart and build up your stocks so that if the shelves on the supermarket do run out, you're not so concerned because you've got that buffer, that little insurance policy. I'm struggling a bit this morning. It's not COVID. The winter already starting means that, as usual, every winter there are various coughs, colds, flus roaming around. Everybody at work is coughing and spluttering. So I guess it's inevitable that I've picked a little bit of something up that's been shared with me. Caring people sharing. So yeah, stock up, and stock up now. I don't mean go out and empty the shelves. I mean just every week do a little bit of adding to your own preps. Inflation is definitely taking its toll. The UK government came out the other day, Bank of England gave its forecast, told us very, very openly. Why people are not getting this message, I don't know. They've told us that as we go to the end of this year, we're into 4%. Next year, we're into 5%. So this short-term transitory that they were talking about last year, they've just admitted that it's not going away anytime soon. The forecast is for years, not this year. Inflation's going to go up, so prices in the shops are going to go up. So please do take the chance now to get stocked up. The positive spin on all of this, I know that over the last few weeks I've kind of been repeating some of the messaging about storing and getting stuff now while you can. The good news is it is still there. So it would be foolish to get distracted by all of the little deliberate distraction techniques that are going on. Climate change this last week in the UK with the COP26 conference, which has been going on, has been a massive distraction for people. Everybody's banging on about Greta Thunberg and we're killing our children's future and so on and so forth. Again, if you look at the history books, we've been doing that since humans first started. There's been always something that we're doing to bugger things up for future generations, whether that's mismanagement, whether that's invasions of countries and wars. We've been doing that forever and we'll continue. People are people. We'll continue to do that. I'm not saying climate change doesn't exist, because clearly weather does. We see it every day. But there is an agenda behind this to get people to do what those in power want us to do. It's no coincidence that peak oil has arrived. So all of the people who have a vested interest in oil are suddenly thinking, what can we do? And they're transitioning. These big oil companies aren't just big oil companies. Take a look and see what they've been doing for the last 10, 15 years. They've been busy investing in other areas because they know the oil is not going to be there forever. And they've been investing in alternative energies. They've been investing in other types of business to maintain their momentum and maintain their profits. Oil isn't going to go away, even if we suddenly went to green energy tomorrow and we stopped using oil in any way, shape or form for electricity production, for heating our homes and water. If we stopped it tomorrow, we still need oil. So you can't just close all the oil companies. We need it for everything that you see around us. Plastics, clothing, pharmaceuticals, pretty much everything that we manufacture around the world, including food and food packaging, contains an element of oil. So don't be distracted by all the climate change and hand-wringing and crying that's going on. There's an agenda behind that. It's not all about people saving the planet and being ecological, because the people that are shouting the most are the ones that are running around in petrol cars and flying around the world in aeroplanes and buying all of this manufactured product that uses oil and carbon. There's a huge degree of hypocrisy in amongst all of this. It's a big distraction technique to take the mind away from the real agenda that's going on in the backgrounds. I'll take a little run round with you and we'll have a little look at the garden. There's not a great deal going on. I've got some banking up of those latest potatoes to do. But I am really busy in my own life right now. An incredible amount of stuff going on. So I apologise in advance if the number of videos drops a little bit over the coming weeks and months. Next week is my last week at my current job. I am changing my job for a variety of reasons. I'll not go into those in public, but there is one or two reasons that I will share. One is that I'll save around about £250 a month in fuel charges for running my car backwards and forwards to work. So that's a big financial saving, and I do keep telling people try and find ways of saving money, because for sure in coming years you're going to need it. And another reason is that I'll actually be based at home. So whilst I will be doing a 9-to-5 job still, and I will be doing, I imagine, quite a bit of travelling around the UK, it will still afford me the opportunity to do some things that I can't do if I'm in a regular 9-to-5 office job and commuting every day. So I will have a bit more free time in the mornings and the afternoons. That commute that I would normally have, that hour in the morning each way and hour in the afternoon, can be productively spent doing other things. So there is a cunning plan behind the reason why I am suddenly deciding at Christmas time, almost, to change jobs. It's not the right time of the year really, but for a whole host of other reasons, it is absolutely the right time to make the move. I'm also looking at the idea of actually moving home. Been looking for a while now. Got a load of geese just landed on the field next door. I am waiting, in all honesty, this might sound a bit controversial, but I'm waiting for the crash in housing, which for sure is absolutely coming, so that I can take advantage of that, harsh as that might sound to some people, to buy something that I otherwise wouldn't be able to afford. So lots going on, lots of distractions for me, and hence why there might not be quite so many videos over the next few weeks, perhaps a couple of months. But it will be back to business as usual. And in all honesty, this time of year, winter time, here on the land, there isn't that much going on. There is one other thing which is lurking in the background, which I definitely not talk about right now, but I definitely will talk about to death, I'm sure, in the next couple of months. There is something going on connected with the land, but right now I just can't mention that, certainly not on YouTube. But as I've alluded to in previous videos, all will become clear, so I will share as soon as I can share. Anyway, let me get this coffee down me. It is going cold, as am I sat here. Temperatures are not good today. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, please do stay safe and well. It is the weekend, so please do make the most of it. Do get out there over the weekend and subsequent weekends, and just do that little bit of extra topping up on your food and other essential supplies. Winter is definitely here. If you haven't done it already, get stocked up on winter clothing. You're going to need it. Do think about your energy consumption. That's not because I've suddenly gone all eco warrior. I'm thinking about price. Prices have gone through the roof for energy. So do, when you've got 5 minutes, have a little bit of a think and explore what would it be possible and feasible for you to do to reduce your energy bill, whether that's switching things off at the wall so that they're not using power sitting there on standby, because things like TVs do. Just because you turn off the remote control doesn't mean it's not using power. It is. It's using power on standby, and a whole host of other appliances do that. So it's something I didn't realise until a couple of years ago, and I'm now super conscious. Every time I'm not using something, even if it's the microwave, which I use pretty much every day to steam vegetables for dinner, I switch everything off at the wall socket. I don't just push the button on the appliance, because it uses power in standby. Top tip there, if you didn't already know that. So whether it's that, or whether it's putting your heating on timing, whether it's just knocking the heating down by a couple of degrees, light-saving energy efficient bulbs for your lighting, there's a whole range of stuff that you can do for your energy consumption. So have a little think about that as we go into the new year. You're going to use an awful lot more than usual during winter, so now is a really good time to make those savings. Think about what you can do. Any top tips, tricks, comments, please do feel free to leave those in the comment section under the video. It's useful for everybody that views the channel. There might well be a whole host of new people who have been awoken by this news and are suddenly starting to think about prepping, thinking about self-sufficiency, so it helps them as well. So please do leave your comments in the comment section. I'm going to get this coffee down me, do my little few chores, and then I'll be away to do some other chores away from the land. Yeah, good job done. Well, that's the air vent closed off. They're all tapping trying to get in now. And I've tidied up the mess as well. It's a bit of a chore, but if you just keep doing it regularly rather than letting it build up, it just makes it a little bit easier. Anyway, let me get this opened up because they're all keen to get back in. A nice job done. Oh, I can hear them all. Good morning. But that's little red tractor out. It's not been out for ages. So well done for it starting up. One quick thing with this, in fact, let me just turn it off before I do this, so you can actually hear me rather than just have the racket of the tractor. People in the UK will know this, but we've changed our petrol, or gas as the Americans call it, to a new recipe, if that's the right word. They've started adding ethanol to the normal petrol, which is causing some issues, and they've recently upped the percentage of ethanol to 10%, and this is going to cause absolute chaos for things like these ride-on mowers, petrol-driven chainsaws and other kinds of lawn mowing equipment, portable petrol power tools, in that the ethanol percentage is now so high that it's actually going to rot all of the rubber seals in the engines and the different fuel delivery systems. So eventually they're going to bugger all of these up. So just a thought, if you've got this kind of equipment, you're in the UK, get ready for that, because over time it is going to destroy all of the rubber seals in your equipment. Well, it's hard going, but it is gradually picking them up. You probably can't see from here where I've been, I'll show you later, but it is very, very wet. Chickens are all waiting for some greenery, so I'll get rid of these leaves, give them some greenery and do a little bit more. Well, as usual, it's the weekend, so it's greenery time for the chickens. They really do enjoy it. Little red one's confused. I've got gloves on today. She's not seen that before. What's this? Come on. There we go. And she's very unsure. Cockerel don't care. Oh dear. Right, it's no good. I can't loiter here today. I need to get cracked on with these this leaf picking. They're very unsure today. I think it's the gloves. They don't like the gloves. Is that strange for you chickens? Yeah, they're very unsure. There you go. Go on, get on with that. Right, let me get the tractor out again. Get some more leaves picked up. Well, it's hard going, but it is gradually picking it up. I'm having to go over it a little bit more fastidiously, carefully than usual. With it being wet, it's kind of pushing it to the side, and I'm having to sort of run over it a second time to actually collect it. But I've only got a little bit more to do. I've done half of it, I've done this bit. If I go out into these trees, that's about as far as the leaves go. So a couple more runs, probably have to refuel as well. But a couple of more runs should do it, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes. Well, Little Red Tractor's done a sterling job. It's all the way down this woodland, and I've got most of the way into this centre section as well. It has been a struggle, I have to say. It is wet, and if you look at those clouds, I don't think it's going to be long before we get rain. But very nice job done. I've also run along that hedgerow as well, just to pick up the leaves from under there. But I'm out of time, so I need to get this back, empty into the compost pile, and get myself ready to go. Well, that's that job done. Compost bins are full of leaves now. Just need to get tractor away. It'll soon be time to go home. Well, that's it for another day. I've got everything locked up. I need to run out now to the farm shop and get some more feed. I've got 60 kilos in the cabin, but the way that supply chain is, you just don't know when they're going to run out. So be prepared. I'm going to call in and get a few more bags of that, and that'll definitely see me all the way through into the new year. Wherever you're doing, wherever you are, hope you're staying safe and well, and I hope you are enjoying your weekend. Really pleased I got that tractor out today and picked those leaves up. Big difference there, and of course it's added to the compost pile, so that I've got more compost for next year.
Well, that's it for this video. I hope there was something in there that was of interest to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, I welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. What do you think? There's an awful lot of noise going on. Do you think the same as me? Is this one big distraction just to give you something else to worry about rather than the real things that you should be worrying about, like the supply chain or inflation? Let me know what you think in the comments section below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.